After church on National Prayer Day, not words of faith, but words of warning instead.
Mr. President, will you attack North Korea?
That ominous comment coming before President Trump huddled with top advisors late today about how to handle Pyongyang's most provocative move yet, asking about military options, according to his Secretary of Defense in a rare West Wing statement.
Any threat to the United States or its territories, including Guam, or our allies, will be met with a massive military response, a response both effective and overwhelming.
Today, focusing more on a military response than a diplomatic one, Secretary Mattis still reassured regional partners, President Trump on the phone with Japan's leader on how to maximize pressure on Pyongyang, even as he aimed some of his toughest talk at another ally, South Korea, tweeting, "Their talk of appeasement with North Korea will not work." The president's already weighing withdrawal from a trade agreement with Seoul, and now in a dramatic escalation of economic threats, adding the United States is considering, in addition to other options, stopping all trade with any country doing business with North Korea. That could devastate relationships with places like South Korea, but it's probably unrealistic, given it could crater the global economy. The Treasury Secretary now drafting stricter sanctions to cut off Kim Jong-un.
Anybody that wants to do trade or business with them would be prevented from doing trade or business with us.
North Korea testing not just its bombs, but President Trump, too.
The military options for the president really range from bad to awful. If he launches a preemptive strike on the peninsula, North Korea will certainly retaliate against South Korea, and that's all-out war.
The escalating crisis in North Korea hits the president's plate when it is already packed. A DACA decision coming up, plus debt ceiling, budget talks, Harvey relief, and a tax reform push with Congress back Tuesday. All of it a clear sign summer is over in Washington. The president facing fall and one of his most critical months yet, Kate.
All right, Hallie Jackson at the White House. Hallie, thank you. For more, I want to bring in Hans Nichols, who's been tracking developments at the Pentagon for us today. Hans, was this at all expected by the Pentagon?
Well, Kate, Pentagon officials haven't been wondering if North Korea would conduct a nuclear test, but rather when. Now that they're coming to grips with the magnitude of this test, Defense Secretary Mattis updated the president on his military options. And even though Mattis couched his warning, he used the words total annihilation when naming North Korea. For a Secretary of Defense that has emphasized diplomacy, that's a rhetorical escalation.
And what are you hearing about a response from South Korea? And what about what the U.S. can do to defend against a missile that could be fired by North Korea?
Well, South Korean military, according to local reports, has already said it's conducted live fire training exercises, including ballistic missiles and F-15 fighter jets, simulating an attack on North Korea's nuclear test site. In terms of defense, last week the U.S. tested successfully a sea-based missile interceptor off the coast of Hawaii, fired from a destroyer. Kate, the U.S. has several different defensive systems, and they've all had some recent successes, but they've never tested against incoming multiple missiles. Kate?
All right, Hans Nichols in Washington.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.